So what I was looking at was basically to see whether or not these 47.25s would hold, or 47.50s right in that area. The initial setup for me is paying attention to that step in the profile. And then, of course, if it starts to look like it's going to go to the high, you're going to be wrong on the short side. I mean, I wouldn't think about shorting at that point. So what happens is this. You're going to watch this go bid here. Right, you see that? Now, watch what happens as the offer drops here at 47.50. And the bid will pump up at 47.25. But the offer at 47.50 never actually leaves. Even though it's trading. You see it trade 25, 58, 30. No one's exactly clearing it out yet, because everybody knows this is a spot in the market profile. Now, actually, if you want to look at the NASDAQ too, you can see the NASDAQ is right there at the high. And it's also not blowing through the highs. But mainly I'm watching the S&P in this trade. So you see they're tapping the 47.50s, but you're not seeing 200, 300, 400 trade there yet. Now right there you got 160, 170 trade. See, the offer's not pulling away, basically, is what I'm pointing at. Like, you don't see that dropping down to 200 and then going bid right there. It's just kind of back and forth. And what you're going to see is when they start to hit 47.50, the offer continues to refresh, basically. It sits there, and it won't go bid at 47.50. Plus, you see these bigger bids at 46.75 and 47. I kind of figured those will probably pull away if this drops back down there. So you're seeing, a few hundred keep trading there at 47.50, and it's just not going. So you see that I placed an order at 47.50. I was already thinking about it at that point in time anyway, and I should have already had the order working. But I see it drop back, and now, based on that kind of action, I'm pretty sure it's not going to go. Now, I get filled as the market goes bid. Now, right there, did you see that 369 printed at 47.50? There you go, another 300 print. You see how that offer is not leaving? That's what I point out all the time. It trades 47.50, then the offer refreshes. Okay, so it refreshes. Those are hidden orders or refreshing orders. That shows me that somebody's sitting there willing to pick up all the buyers right now at 47.50. So when I see that kind of size trade right there at the step in the profile, and it won't go bid, and the offers continue to refresh, that gives me conviction, basically. Now I'm pretty sure I'm on the right side. I always have my mouse position to bang out. I think if these 75s and evens go, it'll probably hit the highs. So my stop on this would have been, as it was approaching the highs of about probably a 3-tick stop. I would say I would have blew out at 48. But I can see that it's still trading at 47.50, and you see it won't go anywhere at this point. And again, you see these big bids of 1,700 down there at 46.75 and at 47 even. I think if this drops back, I think those bids are going to pull away. That's also another part of the strategy. And if that happens, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right side. Now you see that bid dropped away a little bit there at 47 even. You saw it go from 1,700. Now you see that flash of 2,000 at 47.25. You know that's not real. It's a quick flash. Anybody who's watched the markets for any amount of time sees that pretty frequently. A lot of people refer to it as spoofing the market. So I see a flash like that. It's generally just someone trying to sell the next price up. Now, it did take a little bit longer for this trade to play out than I anticipated. But, if you look at the time of the day, it's 10:22. So you're past that initial first half hour where it's usually the busiest. And the market had slowed down a little bit already at this point. Now, there you go. When you see it drop like that, 200 on the offer, and it doesn't pop back bid, that's also a good sign for me. I mean, it's 1,300 bid. There you go. You see that bid leave at 47 even, and now 1,000 hits at 47.25. Doesn't go bid. That offer sticks right there and absorbs that. Now the bid leaves at 47 even. They buy it back. And sometimes trades like this, they test people's patience. But you have to, once you've made this kind of a trade, you see that spoof of 4,000 there at 47 even, you see it 3,000, that's not really there. So I'm waiting for those evens to pull away and the 46.75 to pull away and go offer. And I figure I'll probably be on the right side for a few ticks. But once you've made a trade like this, and you have everything kind of going in your direction, at least you think so, you've seen the market trade, it won't get any higher above the step in the profile there at 47.50. You're already near the highs, so the people who are trading know that it's probably going to take quite a bit of size to get through the highs. There you go, now it drops away. You basically have to sit and ride this trade out. A lot of people will get a little sketched out and they end up scratching trade or taking like a one tick winner or something, and you can't really do that on these trades. I mean, you have to basically stick with it and wait to see if it looks like it's going to break the high or not. So now it's dropped away 3 ticks. I'm looking for it to go to 25 and hopefully lower, of course, but what ends up happening is once it gets down to 46.25, you see I place an order there, but then I pull it because I basically just think better of it. I think we're probably going a little bit lower. But what ends up happening is as we hit 46.25, you'll see this little bit of steam that we had on the pullback start to run out. And some buyers come into the market and start picking it up. So right there, I see that bid drop. I see it start to trade there at 46.25. I'm looking for 46.25 to go offer. I'm looking for this to continue on down. But you also see how the range is. Now you saw like 400 just traded there and that bid stuck. That's why I placed that order. Then I get taken out right there.